All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from around the world, welcome back to another episode of In the Huddle, EP 284. And man, it's going down per usual on this show. And you know what? In the Huddle is a system more than it is anything else. So we swap out guys, even when our co-host is not on the show because of prior commitments, we have contributors and podcasters just like ourselves who just come and fit right in and give their perspectives on what's going on in the sports world. And I always love when I could collaborate on an episode with like-minded, or even if we see the game differently, just people with the same goals and aspirations, and sometimes even bigger. And it opens up your mind to the possibilities of what the world has to offer. And ladies and gentlemen, it's going down. Like I said, I ain't going to waste no more time. I'm going to introduce the one and only. If you watch the show, you know who this guy is. If you watch it long enough, if you don't know, well, now you know. AKA, I got Biggie Smalls right now on my shirt. As you all know, it's all good, baby, baby. But without further ado, and I'm gonna stop with the fooling around here. What's going on, my guy? And just tell us a lot about your show and how could my listeners get in tune with what you're doing.
Um, well, first of all, if y'all don't already know, it's Trip Young Real Fans, Real Talk. We air every Thursday night in New York City on Verizon 43. You can also check us out on the web at realfansrealtalk.com. And on the YouTube channel, you can get our exclusive interviews, youtube.com/, for the fans productions. I got a funny story about your shirt though. So
Okay, let me hear it.
so I shout out to the Art of Dialogue. I shot an interview with Kirk Burrows, and in the interview, he's talking about the story behind the baby that was on the picture. He actually ran into a woman who was pushing the baby in the stroller, and that baby was in the stroller. And so he got them to come and do the picture for the album cover and whatnot.
Oh, nah, that's a good story. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all getting gems already here on the show. That's why you tune in. Thank you, Anthony, for that. And salute to Order Dialogue for putting out the good content that he does. I'm always on that. And salute to Kirk Burrows. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, it's time to begin the show. We got a lot of topics, and we're going to start with some overreactions or reality. Because we all know around this time in the NFL season, especially on a Monday, there's a lot of overreactions, and we have to set the room temperature down a little bit. And sometimes overreactions are actually facts. We're going to decipher which is a fact and which is an overreaction. And that's what we're going to do. And we're going to start it off in KC as Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs dominate the Bucs 41-31 on Sunday Night Football. The Chiefs has silenced their critics in the post Tyreek Hill era. Is that an overreaction or is that reality? And talk to me.
I mean, you're always gonna have critics, but it's a reality, man. The Chiefs are looking really good this season. I know everybody was like, "Yo, y'all traded Tyreek Hill. He's one of the best, if not the best, wide receiver in football." But it's just a testament to how good Patrick Mahomes is. I mean, he was literally out there dancing on Tampa yesterday in that game, doing all type of crazy passes. What a difference an offensive line can make. And they got a couple of younger receivers. Juju is, he's all right, too. But one big thing, they got that security blanket. The best tight end in football, Travis Kelce, still. They've been getting, some stuff from the running game. The defense has actually been surprisingly better than everyone thought it would be. But yeah, man, Patrick Mahomes is going to carry that team at least back to the AFC Championship game.
Yeah, I'm going to respectfully disagree here. I'm going to go overreaction on this one. And the reason why I'm going to say overreaction is because I feel like the Chiefs been getting enough traction. Okay, everybody want to talk about the Chiefs and how good they are, and they deserve to be recognized the way that they are because of six straight, division wins and the titles that they won in the division. But I think they all comes to a point where there's going to be some regression. And I think when you trade away your most lethal weapon outside of Mahomes on the offense, the most scariest weapon on the offense, if you ask any defensive coordinator, Tyreek Hill, there's going to be some growing pains. And I was talking about it with my dad today, and we want to see consistency. When you look at two games, possibly three, probably two, that the Chiefs played in this year, they were supposed to lose those games. One they actually did lose, which was against the Colts, and another against the Chargers, in which Mahomes was actually bailed out of 4 interceptions, and it was a slow day for the wide receivers. So before I come on this show and say, oh, they're going to be fine without Tyreek Hill, I need to see week-to-week production. Okay, 2 games, that was great. Against the Cardinals, woohoo! Against the Buccaneers, woohoo! I get it. That's 2 games. They also gave me 2 bad games. I'm not going to lie. The way how this game started last night, it couldn't have started any worse for the Buccaneers. They took the opening kickoff and then they fumbled the ball. That's 2 extra possessions on a short field. And now the Chiefs were able to go up 7-0. And now Tom Brady and the Bucs is playing catch up the whole entire game. I want to see them do it more often for me to go ahead and say they're going to be fine, because we all know the lethal weapon that Tyreek Hill is. That guy was making plays before Mahomes got drafted. He's making plays during Mahomes, and he's making plays after right now, clearly, with the Dolphins.
I mean, yeah, he is. He's making plays, but I mean, the Chiefs are 3-1 right now. You know, it's the team as a whole. The offense has been potent. Listen, and you and I both know every victory ain't gonna be pretty. There's gonna be some ugly ones where we got out of there alive. You know, maybe that Chargers game. At the end of the day, the Chargers had opportunities to win that game. Justin Herbert didn't do what he was supposed to do. Mahomes did. Same thing with the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers defense, you know, they're healthy. They just ain't playing the way we've known them, in the past. But they were there. They couldn't stop. They couldn't do nothing with Patrick Mahomes. He was dancing on them all day, putting up all type of crazy points, crazy passes, and all of those receivers, they came to play football. And on the other side of that, Brady wasn't looking very Brady-ish. He hasn't been looking Brady-ish, much this season.
I would say this too. When you talk about this game, sometimes the best team wins on a given night, right? They just have more talent. But I don't really think that was the case here. I think it was more Andy Reid scheming up a good game plan to win the game. Sort of like the Super Bowl, even though a lot of people like to come with their excuses. Oh, Mahomes didn't have his lineman. Oh, Mahomes had a turf toe. Listen, y'all was the same cats picking the Chiefs to win the game despite everything you knew. So I'm not trying to hear that. You could put that to bed. But I would say
excuses to the Bucs right now for losing this game then?
It's not really excuses. I just think that Andy Reid, schemed up a good game, just like how Todd Bowles and Brian Leftwich on the biggest stage, 2 black offensive and defensive coordinators, show that they were capable head coaches. We all know Brian Leftwich had the inside track to the Jaguars job before they decided to go with Urban Meyer. And now, looking 2 years later, Todd Bowles is the head coach of this team. So they were able to flash their genius on the biggest stage of them all. And Andy Reid was able to do so in this game, just putting Mahomes in a great situation. The running game got going. And there is a misconception that I think a lot of people will, they talk about the Buccaneers. The last 2 years, we have been the best run defense in the league. But so far, not this year. Last week, Aaron Jones was averaging 4 or 5 yards a pop. You know what I'm saying? Including a 20-yard run. So I think it's more about us playing well and playing better and playing Buccaneer football than it is the Chiefs showed me something in this game where I'm going to gravitate to it and say, okay, this team is better without Tyreek Hill.
Well, I'm not going to – the offense itself, I wouldn't say is better without Tyreek Hill, because you're talking about a top 3 wide receiver in football. So, to lose him and not replace him with somebody of his caliber, obviously, you're going to take a hit. But we're talking about the team as a whole here. Your question is about the team as a whole. The offense might have took a little hit, but the defense actually looks a lot better than we've seen the past 2 seasons. So it's kind of balancing out. And then, with Mahomes playing the way he's playing, listen, you don't like what he's doing, stop him. Stop, you ain't stop him. That's the thing. He did what he wanted to do to the Bucs. He did what he wanted to do to the Chargers. He did what he wanted to do to the Cardinals in week 1. He pretty much did everything that he wanted to do. No, they couldn't stop him. So he's still that guy right now. He's still the best quarterback in football right now. Still Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to respectfully disagree with that again. I'm not gonna go through that rabbit hole right now. I just think right now, and nothing to take away from Patrick Mahomes. I get it. The Frisbee football is cute, is good looking. It could bail you out of some plays. And he has ultra talented gifts that God gave him, and nobody's going to deny that. Look, the guy has accomplished a lot, but I think when we talk about who is the best quarterback in the league or not, I just find myself saying,
Well, what
there's a
quarterback
lot of
is
quarterbacks.
better than him this early in their career?
It's not even about that, because I think when you look at football and the team reliancy in sports, especially in football, more so than basketball 101, or you playing offense and defense, or tennis 101, boxing 101. This is the most team reliant sport. And I just find myself also not only taking away credit from Mahomes, but actually giving some to go around the pot, which is Eric Bieniemy, offensive coordinator, which is Andy Reid, your Hall of Fame coach pre-Patrick Mahomes, and now he's still doing his thing with Patrick Mahomes. So I give all the credit around Tyreek Hill, another guy we talking about who actually helped this dynasty. He actually helped them win that playoff game, with 13 seconds. That's out of the picture now.
It sounds like the things that you getting at Mahomes for you cutting Tom Brady slack on.
I mean, look, to be fair, and I end here, to be fair, Tom Brady, a lot of people said he couldn't do it without Bill Belichick. I'm not taking anything away from Bill Belichick. He's still a hell of a coach. He's a hell of a coach. But we know what Bill Belichick's record and resume was before Tom Brady, and we damn sure now that we watching the game in this era know his record without Tom Brady, and we know Tom Brady's record without Bill Belichick. So we actually have facts to justify, the situation.
Tom Brady's the GOAT. You're not gonna get no argument out of me about that. However, look what it took for him to get a championship in Tampa. He said, "Yo, not only do I have Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna call Gronk, tell him to come out of retirement. I'm gonna call AB, tell him, listen, can you stop messing up for a couple of weeks so we can get to this Super Bowl? Leonard Fournette, could you come over here too? Because I need some things. I need some help around me to kind of get this job done."
It's crazy because Tom Brady won what about like 6 rings before he did that? Not like a guy like LeBron James who never won a ring before he decided to bring the party with him in Miami. So, Tom Brady is a guy that we all know he's a GOAT. Mahomes is on his way. He's on his way to being, one of the Hall of Fame quarterbacks that we look at and say, all right, he's that dude. But he's not touching Tom Brady's GOAT status. And I don't think losing Tyreek Hill will help that.